them things that other persons may not have conveniently wanted to tell you. We'll make sure we tell you about the mighty mitochondria. At this point, we like to read what we call our FDA disclaimer. It says, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products discussed is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information is intended for what? General information purpose only. It is not intended as a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment of disease. There may be testimonials. As it relates to testimonies, no one was compensated for giving a testimonial. All testimonials are the opinions of these individuals and may not be the result that everyone gets. Because you're going to hear some people say, I feel like running, skipping, praising the Lord for what he has done for me. He has set my spirit free. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the good doctor, Dr. Samuels. I call him the comprehensive doctor. And when I tell you some of the things that Dr. Samuels does masterfully, you may agree with me that indeed he is comprehensive. He holds a bachelor's degree in psychology. He holds a bachelor's degree in theology. He has a diploma even as an electronic technician. He's a connector. He's an accident and emergency physician. Yes, you may see him in some emergency room somewhere in Canada or somewhere in Jamaica. He's a massage therapist. He's an expert in functional medicine. Because among other things, he believes that plant life gives life. He's a mitochondria expert. Wow. Few people on this planet are as gifted at explaining the mitochondria as Dr. Samuels does. And he's a more mito aficionado. The products he speaks about and the company he introduces to you, he masters it. And he does the best job I know to introduce you to what may be the future of your healthcare as you stop to listen, especially if you are coming on for the first time. So ladies and gentlemen, permit me to get out of the way of greatness and introduce to some and present to others none other than the good doctor, the erudite, the affable Dr. Desmond Samuels. Sir, I see you on the call. How are you doing?
I am here. I am well. How is it? How is it going? How is the weather?
Oh, yeah, man. It was a much better today. We're able to get some washing done and clothes dried and so on. You
Oh,
know, so
nice.
for the change in situations for us.
Man, what a size hurricane that hit the USA. My God.
That thing is massive.
Yeah, they were saying it was what, 500 kilometers across
Look at that. Two
from
times
the.
Jamaica. Look at that, man.
Mm, that was a big one. Oh. Any word from Dr. Broomfield and his first people on their side?
You know what I heard Dr. Broomfield said, because he even sent me a video um, having to do with um, not the storm, but something to do with health and so on. And he did
Okay,
say to me from a day or so ago that he fared out very well. He and
nice.
his family are very safe, were not impacted negatively anyway at all by the
Mm.
hurricane. And like you said, we are happy that that happened, sir.
Yeah, because what? It's up to 64 now, the number of fatalities.
Look at that, man. It
One of
sounds
the
like one of the deadliest ones.
Yeah, one of the things I find out though is that folks like to dear stuff sometimes. I don't know. It's like everybody's not gonna listen to authorities. We have that in almost every aspect of life.
True.
Whether it be health, whether it be natural disaster, whatever it is, persons usually tend to. Some people decide that they want to defy the odds. So,
Yes.
hmm. But yeah, we're glad Dr. Bloomfield is okay, and we're just hoping that everybody else will just try to stay safe and just do what they need to do to preserve life.
Yes.
But this thing was massive. What I see
Mm,
going on in the Carolinas and so on and so forth. So
yes.
another big
Has
one.
it died now?
It's a tropical depression now, but usually
Oh,
when they hit like that, they still continue and they come through. Then they hit New York and then they'll hit Canada. But we usually, I think Canada has one major hurricane. It's called Hurricane Hazel, somewhere back in the 50s.
wow.
But other than that, we don't get them because by the time they come through
Yes,
the Americas, they're just basically
they have
just,
died.
but we got
Uh,
Hurricane Hazel back in the 50s, really, really
Must
hard.
have been something else.
And and yeah, and then we have a mayor, they named her Hurricane Hazel because she was one of the longest serving mayors in maybe the
Oh,
world, I guess. She was like
yes.
almost 49 years. Little lady,
Wow.
she was about 5 feet two, but she packed a punch. She
Yes.
don't care whether you're the premier, the prime minister, or the president.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so we're here. We want to happy Sunday, everybody who went to
Yes.
church today. Church was awesome today,
Yes.
and church was good today. Every now and then we just need to leave the troubles and everything
Wow.
and just give God some praise. The I was reading up on something and I was saying that I was gonna share it with the group here, but I may need to do some more digging into it before
Yes.
we bring it to the forefront. But
Okay.
there is a new there is a new craze going on about a product called Silagit.
Uh,
I I want folks to be careful. Do their own research on it first before you start purchasing it.
yes.
Because what is Silagit? It's basically like a fungus that grows on rocks.
Okay.
And so people are using it to make capsules and all kind of stuff to take. And I am not sure it is as efficacious as they claim it is. I have a friend of mine also who takes
Yes.
he takes volcano dust.
Mm,
And I'm like, bro, what you doing with that stuff? And I'm like, it's not everything that person says scientifically proven. It's scientifically proven. You got to be careful.
so true.
So, folks,
True.
let's take products into our body that has some kind of efficacy that we know is safe for us, and so on and so forth. Not because somebody says so, doesn't mean it goes so.
Yes.
We have to be
Yeah.
very, very,
In the
very
last couple of
careful.
days,
Mm-hmm.
say a week or so, three persons have mentioned let me not
Silagit.
let me not say anything that might put me in problem because I've not looked at it enough. But thank you, Doc, for doing your research, at least preliminarily,
Mhm.
so that we can,
Yes.
because there's this wave that people trying to create with it. But thank you for putting us on the side of caution to
Yes.
ensure that we don't get caught up in the drama and trauma.
Because
Uh,
I get people calling me with everything and anything and all over the place. The persons are always calling and introducing something, but I have a scientific mind, so I have to use it.
yes,
I just cannot
yes,
because one of the things that you have to look at with these things is what we call in science the nomenclature. And
yes,
so when you look at the scientific formula of what it is that persons are trying to get you into, you have to be very, very careful because some of those scientific formula are actually what's in some kind of medications. And so based on the formula, the nomenclature of how the thing look, that also can determine how your body reacts to it. And so that can also be very, very dangerous. So we have to be, it's like we were talking about barracuda, the fish.
yes,
Before I'm from Whitehorse, fishing district. And not every barracuda a fisherman brings in is going to be eaten. First,
yes.
we're going to take a piece of it and we're going to put it close to our ant's nest. If the ants eat it, then we know it's good to go.
Mm,
But if the ants doesn't look at it, we don't look at it because then we know it's poisonous.
yes, yes, yes. And
And
that's
and
interesting for you to say that, to say that, because when I'm putting in the restore sometimes, every now and
Mhm.
then a little spills on the floor, a drop or so on. I want to see the red ants, them attack it.
And
Yeah,
before we get into the presentation, let me talk about this ants business again. Men, not men especially, because
yes,
women just don't go and pee at the bush side or pee on the house side like we.
yes.
And if you go and pee as a man and you didn't wipe the toilet seat properly, and then you see the sugar ants them attacking your pee, whether it
Yes,
be on the house side or off the toilet,
yes, yes,
you
yes.
need to go get your blood sugar checked
Powerful.
because it's a possibility that you're diabetic.
Mm-mm.
It is a
True.
high possibility that you're diabetic. So go
Yes,
there and get those little things taken care of. Because you
yes,
catch them quick, you're good. Because I remember one time I checked somebody's blood with my glucometer,
yes.
and you know how it shows numbers. It didn't show numbers, it just say hi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just say hi. So that was not blood running through their veins. That was honey. So
Yes,
we got
yes,
so
yes.
we got to be extremely,
You,
extreme.
you, you know, Doc, you're so correct, if you allow me to say this.
Go ahead, sir.
When my elder son was, say, 6 years old, he called his mother to the attention that when he pee in the bathroom, the ants are taking it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought it to her attention. So when we spoke to our cousin, who is a medical doctor, he asked that he be checked at a medical clinic. And when he
Mm-hmm.
went there, just confirmed he was a diabetic from 6 years
Wow.
old.
Wow.
And people might wonder why Clive Campbell is so interested in these medical stuff and talk the way he does. Both my sons were diabetics before 10 years old. And I started to check it out. And guess what? Both of them were born cesarean section.
Mm.
And when a child is born C-section,
Preach.
he may be a candidate for type 1 diabetes, autism, obesity, allergies, food sensitivities, and later on in life, autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Hashimoto's disease.
Lupus, especially
Because,
for the females.
yes, and that's because they do not get the full spectrum of bacteria that they would have gotten if they had passed through the full length of the birth canal. They,
Not only
yes,
not
sir.
only that, they need that pressure also
Yes.
to flush the lymph nodes and to flush other parts of the body. So because they
Yes.
did not get through all that pressure, that all of that toxins and stuff is still in those lymph nodes, and in the lymphatic system is not properly decompressed. And so yes, you are so correct. C-section, and may I say against my
Yes.
own profession that C-section has become the go-to for a
Wow.
lot of OB/GYN because it's easy
It's
and it costs
predictable.
less spend. Yeah. And it
Mhm.
and here in Canada, it pays more to do a C-section. Even you go to the public hospital,
Mhm.
get like $5,000 for a C-section, we get like 2,500 for a regular delivery.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, 5,000 the guy gets to do the C-section and 2,500 to do the regular delivery, and they are going to do that 10 times out of 10. But
Allow me, Doc, to say this
mhm,
last 20 seconds that blows
mhm,
somebody's mind. When a person is going to get a C-section in some jurisdiction, what the
mm,
doctors do is put a gauze in the vagina of the mother, intended mother, to mop
mhm.
up vaginal fluid. So when the child is born, the doctor smother that vaginal fluid on the child's face, upper chest, arms, and so on, and they live a near normal life, like the child born full term. That is saving a lot of children from getting the early diseases and the failure to thrive, as you like to
Mhm.
say. So I just thought
Can
I'd
I
in. Yes, that.
can I tell you that we have men in Jamaica
Yes.
who is telling their wives that she must have a C-section
Wow.
because he is not competing with that size baby. Even though we try to educate him that after birth, the vagina basically goes right back to where it was.
Oh my.
You just have to give her that 6 weeks and then take your time with her. But him
Yes.
tell her, no, no, no. It's either the C-section or we're not having any baby in our no marriage because
Yes.
he is not competing with that size baby.
Look
So
at that.
those, and I'm telling you, we have heard it. We have sat down in counseling room with them, and they say it. They said if it's not a C-section, that's it, no more baby, and them gone. They're not compete.
Oh, so damn cool.
No, stupid.
Wow.
And and that's a whole bucket load of insecurity
Mm.
putting the ladies, because once you cut that muscle, it doesn't come back 100%. It comes back to 70% of its previous strength.
Wow.
And so she need to stand up to him and tell him, say, you know what? Yeah, go about. No, can't say that.
It was right on the tip of your tongue.
So that there's you
I
can't.
tell you, I tell you, I tell you. But I
No,
understand what you mean
but
now.
yeah, but if it's my daughter or my sister, I'm gonna say it. But no, you can't tell her that.
Wow.
If it's not a C-section,
So
you
selfish.
you gone about your business.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh boy, let us talk about this mighty
Yes,
mitochondria
sir. Bless
as
you.
a, as my colleague looking at me from over the corner again. All right, so folks, welcome. Dr. Samuel's here, and we are just happy to accommodate and host you this evening. And we are going to get right into this presentation today. Some folks ask some crazy questions. All right, so we're going to talk about the mitochondria. If you look at this picture on the screen here, you're looking at the human cell. And inside this particular cell, we're looking at different organelles, microtubules, centrome, ribosomes, lysosomes, nuclei, or nucleus. And then we talk about the mighty mitochondria. That's what I like to call it. Some cells have a single mitochondria, some others have multiple, depending on the amount of work that they need to do in order to perform their chemical reactions. So the mitochondria is considered the powerhouse of the cell. When we isolate the mitochondria like this, you can recognize that it has its own DNA. So the mitochondrial DNA is actually what forensic science is turning to now, because they're recognizing that it actually is more potent than the DNA that comes from the nucleus. And this mitochondrial DNA comes directly from the maternal side. Nothing from the paternal side, everything from the maternal side. So your mother, your mother's mother, your mother's 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 mother, everything on that side. Nothing to do with the paternal side. Now, one of the things they taught us first week in medical school is that most sickness and diseases are as a result of low energy, low energy. And then now what they also taught us in pre-med is that the mitochondria is the energy source of every cell. So if diseases and sicknesses starts from the cell, and the mitochondria is the source of the energy for the cell, it means then that once the energy in the cell is dropped, then it is usually because the mitochondria is performing poorly. And so Dr. Bevan Elliott, our chief researcher and formulator, found that out. And this is what he says, and this is what his research has indicates, that what affects the health the most is the health of the mitochondria. You literally cannot be your healthiest unless your mitochondria are at their best. If the health of the mitochondria can be improved and you have more mitochondria that are bigger, more energetic, then your overall health can be improved. So if you get the mitochondria right, then you can watch your body rebuild, restore, rejuvenate, and renew. So what is this mitochondria? It's they are membrane bound cell organelles that generate most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reactions. Chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in a small molecule called ATP. So the human body is made up of approximately 73 trillion cells. That's a whole lot of cells, which are all powered by the mitochondria, which we refer to as the powerhouse of the cell. So the Blair. So what does it do? It converts fats and carbohydrates into energy called ATP, which is the cell's energy currency. Now let's talk about the powerhouse of the cell, the mitochondria. It is the main site of the ATP production. Remember now, ATP is actually the type of energy that the cells use to perform their biochemical reaction. Because everything we do as a human is based on a biochemical reaction. Talking, looking, seeing, all the five senses, everything has to do with a biochemical reaction. Every god thing has to do with a biochemical reaction. And in order for biochemical reaction to take place, the mitochondria needs to be operating right. Now, if the mitochondria is not operating right, we're going to have problems with calcium storage. And so persons are going to start having calcium storage issues like and diseases. It also helps with apoptosis. And this is where each cell in the body is created or designed to live a certain number of days. Then it is supposed to die and be replaced by another, by some more cells of its kind. So when that does not happen, then now we have a condition called apoptosis. Sorry, it's called necrosis, where the cells die, because of kind of corruption and stuff like that. But apoptosis is the programmed cell death, and so this is where these cells they die by program according to completing their life cycle. Then we also have the mitochondria being very, very important in detoxification of the liver cell, detoxification of the kidney cells, detoxification of the colon. So the mitochondria is very, very important in getting rid of toxins from the body. Now, if the mitochondria ain't working right, it's going to be very difficult to eliminate these toxins from the body. So the human simply cannot survive without the mitochondria. Now, what happens when the mitochondria is low? What happens when the mitochondria is operating poorly? What happens when the mitochondria is not working right? We get stuff like mitochondrial diseases. And as we were talking about, then we see them even on the pediatric ward, where we see kids come in with like failure to thrive, learning disabilities, having all kinds of seizures, having and they're too small, head circumference very tiny, body weight in the 10 percentile or below, body height in the 10%, just not growing properly. The ADHD, all of the Down syndromes, all of those kind of stuff, we find that when the mitochondria is not right, folks suffer with them. Other stuff that we suffer with when the mitochondria is operating poorly is cardiovascular issues, neurological issues, renal failure, gastrointestinal issues, pulmonary. We have lung disorders and so on and so forth. Persons come in with stuff like erectile dysfunction, infertility issues, and all of that. So the goal here is why we are here today is to find a way that we can help you to fix the mitochondria if it's gone bad, or basically to prevent it from going bad. Because what happens is that when the mitochondria is in deficit or operating poorly, we can have cardiovascular issues like hypertension, strokes, arrhythmias, heart failure, atherosclerosis, cardiomyopathy. We have endocrine issues like hypo or hypothyroidism, diabetes mellitus or insipidus, persons with goiter, PCOS. We're looking at the cancers, the breast cancer, the lung cancer, the prostate, the ovarian, the lymphomas, the leukemias. Folks, these are all as a result of mitochondria not operating right. Now, we also looking stuff from the mental health perspective. Depression, bipolar, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, and then from a neurodegenerative situation, we're looking at Alzheimer's, dementia, Huntington, Parkinson's, and so on and so forth. So with all the mitochondria not working right, what's going to happen? When the mitochondria don't work optimally, the first thing that happens is that inflammation sets in. And so when inflammation sets in, then It brings other stuff with it. It brings free radical damage. It brings oxidative stress. It brings the effects of aging. Folks, think about this. If you are 45, 50, 55, 60, whatever age you are at on this life, think about your blood vessels. They are the same age as you are. And then, because of how we have eaten, the environment that we live in, it's possible that they're actually older than you are. Think about that. And so then, if your mitochondria is not even working properly, then they're even worse. So when the inflammation comes in, we're looking at stuff again, the breast cancer, the lung cancer, the arthritis, the joint pains, the allergies, the eye disorder, the asthma, the diabetes, the Crohn's colitis, just to name a few. So we want to get to the point where our mitochondria is operating optimally so that there is not a lot of stuff going on. When you have high blood pressure, one of the things you have to be mindful of is that the blood vessels are the ones that are bearing this pressure. And sometimes because of the high blood pressure, they get damaged. And so when they get damaged, cholesterol will run come there to try to fix the damage. But because of all the stuff that is going on there, the inflammatory process, it just doesn't fix the damage and move on. It fixes the damage and cleave to the walls of the blood vessel. And over time, it can become totally occluded. Now, when these blood vessels become occluded, if there are vessels that take oxygenated blood to heart tissues or even to the brain, then we can eventually, or we can end up having a stroke or a heart attack. And so that is why we want to encourage you to know your numbers, know your blood pressure number, 120/80 plus or minus 10, and the systolic plus or minus 5 on the diastolic. You want to be within that range. You don't want the blood pressure to go too high. You don't want it to go too low. High blood pressure is what we call in medicine the silent killer. Because what happens is that when you start having this high blood pressure, what's going to happen is that your body is going to start adjusting and adapting to it in order to be able to handle the pressure that is coming. And if you keep it for too long without getting it checked out, eventually you can end up having serious problems. You can end up with strokes. You can end up with organ failure, all kind of stuff, all kind of bad stuff can happen just because the blood pressure is too high. So we want to fix that. Now, I've just bombarded you with a whole lot of bad news about what could go wrong when the mitochondria is not right, when the mitochondria is operating poorly. What a lot of stuff can go bad because medicine doesn't really help us to try fix those issues. Medicine help us to deal with the symptoms. But Dr. Bevan Elliott, our chief formulator and researcher, it took him 9 years of research and development to develop 3 products to help to repair the mitochondrial damage, or those who are interested in preventative maintenance, prevent you from having mitochondrial damage. So he got 3 products. Product number 1, Ultramito Restore. This works from the inside out, growing mitochondria to increase the cellular energy and to provide your body with the nutritional resources to restore, regenerate, and repair itself physically and emotionally. Secondly, it's got the Ultramito Rejuvenate. This is our topical gel, and it works from the outside in. It works in areas of specific concern. For example, it is highly recommended for anything that affects your hair, your scalp, your skin, or any place on your body in an unwanted way. It also penetrates deep to affect tendons, ligaments, muscles, and joints. that may be experiencing any kind of discomfort, any kind of mobility issue, any kind of thing to do with lack of feeling or poor circulation. So the Rejuvenate comes in a jar, 4 ounces, and then the Restore comes in a glass bottle, for also 4 fluid ounces. And our third product, the Renew, that comes in capsule form. 60 capsules are 1 month supply. So how do these products work? What makes them so potent? What makes them so powerful? What makes them so effective is the delivery system. The delivery system that is called XDS, Exponential Delivery System. That's what took Dr. Bevan Elliott over 9 years of research and development to perfect. And so when we talk about this XDS system, we think about having a bucket, 2 buckets, one with some tennis balls, the other one with some sand. And we're trying to get the balls and the sand across the chain link fence. Now, when you go take them across the chain link fence, basically you got to get the balls and you got to like use some energy and some force to push them across the fence, maybe one at a time. But think about the bucket of sand. You just take that and you just throw it against the fence, the sand, and you realize that it just all goes over to the other side. That is how the XDS system works. Because we have to get the ingredients to bypass the lipid bilayer of the cell, gets into the cytoplasm, finds its way to the mitochondria, gets bypass the lipid bilayer of the mitochondria itself, and then get the ingredients into the mitochondria, where now the mitochondria is going to be re-energized. No matter what age you are, it doesn't matter how damaged they have been, they can now be either replaced or be renewed. So they are now going to be re-energized. And then this is all done because of the efficacy of this delivery system that Dr. Bevan Elliott took time out to perfect. And so it's the delivery system that really, really makes this product so potent and why so many people are having such great results after start taking this product technology in their system. So the Restore basically is an adaptogenic formulation that is designed to promote and stimulate free natural energy from the mitochondria that can outlast your longest day. Basically, what this line is saying is that come 2, 3 o'clock when you're at your work and you know you usually feel that down where you need your maybe your fourth or your fifth cup of coffee, or you need to go outside or to the pop machine and get yourself one of them energy drink. He's saying that with the free natural energy coming from the mitochondria, you don't need to do that no more. So it enhances the brain's ability with the vision, the clarity, and the focus to meet your everyday challenge. So basically, you are now going to be so focused that you're not going to be bouncing all over the place. You're going to take time out, stay focused, complete what needs to be completed, and then move on. It enhances your mood. So you're not worrying about up today, down tomorrow, up this hour. You know, those mood swings, it helps calm, keep you, give you a level of stress, of stress freeness. Persons are experiencing deeper and more restorative sleep. It detoxifies and repairs your cells. It enhances the immune system with anti-parasitic and anti-pathogenic support, body-wide support for your major organ system. From whatever the organ system is you're dealing with, it offers support for that. But look at the last line on this slide. It said it enhances the ability for the body to manage itself and to maintain homeostasis. Folks, listen. We are not telling you that these products are going to heal you. But what we're telling you is this. These ingredients are going to get into your cells, get into the mitochondria, energize the cell again. And so by re-energizing the cell, now it brings the body back into homeostasis. brings it back into equilibrium, brings it back into balance. Once your body is back into equilibrium, then your body is going to start healing itself. So it's not the products here per se that's going to be healing you. Your body being back into equilibrium is now going to start healing itself one cell at a time. And so that is very important because let's say you start taking this product for maybe high blood pressure, maybe diabetes, something else, and maybe you look and a couple months down the road, you're still not seeing the results that you're expecting. And you're now probably thinking to yourself, oh man, this thing is not working. No, it's not that it's not working. Your body is prioritizing what it needs to fix before it gets to even your issue that you wanted to fix. So the body is fixing itself from the inside out, and in another case, from the outside in. You see, folks, when a person comes to us in the emergency room with hypertensive urgency or emergency, we can't just intravenously give them medication to bring that blood pressure down quick, quick, quick. No, we can't do that. We have to gradually bring it down by sometime even just about between 5 and 10 units per day. So when a guy comes in 210 over 120, we can't just bring him down to 120 over 80 just like that. We would kill him. And so that is how now your body is taking its time, knowing what needs to be fixed and fixing what needs to be fixed, as only the body can. Now, this particular product has some superfood in it. And so here are some documented benefits of the superfood. Excessive fatigue relief, healthy blood sugar and blood pressure support, cardiovascular support, major organ system support, healthy weight loss, healthy hair and youthful skin. We have documented benefits of anti-parasitic and anti-pathogenic system. It helps with the cholesterol improvement and it improves your immune system. So yes, folks, these are actual documented benefits, not just what somebody said because of whatever, but these are actually tested and proven. So the benefits of Restore can be especially important to persons who are experiencing extreme energy deficit from the effects of medication, especially the medication that ends with VIR. Those medications that you use to treat viruses. Those are the ones that actually can attack the mitochondria. Not only that, even persons who are on immunosuppressant medication, those are the ones that also does that, attacks the mitochondria. If you have athletes who are thriving for extreme performances, this product is actually very good for them. It helps with their recovery time, and it's 100% natural. There is no banned substance in it. So, does your occupation require problem-solving abilities? Yes, this is also good for that because it now helps you. It really, really now helps you to stay focused. So, anyone who just wants to be as healthy as you can be, just try Restore today and launch a rescue mission for yourselves. Now, how do you take the Restore? Again, the recommended dose is 4 milliliters per day. It is recommended that you take a loading dose of double or more for the first few days. It can be taken in the morning or in the evening, or you can take it as a single dose or split it up. Now, if you have been dealing with stuff for a long time, 10, 15, 20, 25 years of taking medication for hypertension, taking medication for mental illness, taking medication for diabetes, kidney failures, and all of that, my suggestion would be that you triple up for at least 10 to 14 days. Give your system a jolt, give it a big boost. Get rid of some of the stuff that needs to be gotten rid of and watch it start going to work for you. So when you get it, it comes with an applicator. So what you're going to do, you're going to take that applicator and you're going to fill it up to the fourth line. At the fourth line on the applicator is where it is 1 milliliter of the product. You're going to put that under your tongue and hold it there for at least, not the applicator you're going to put under your tongue, you're going to squirt the liquid under your tongue and you're going to hold it there for at least 90 seconds, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And then if you're going to take another one, then you take another one. Never put more than 1 milliliter at a time under your tongue. So you just do that and allow it to be absorbed sublingually into your blood vessel, into your bloodstream. So it's going to bypass all that stomach stuff. So don't be swallowing within 30 seconds or even 60 seconds, because this product is designed to be taken sublingually. So it goes directly into your bloodstream and then goes straight to the cell, get past the lipid bilayer of the cell, gets into the cytoplasm, find the mitochondria, past the lipid bilayer of the site of the mitochondria, gets in the mitochondria, deliver the product to the mitochondria. Now the mitochondria got the ingredients. Now it's going to start get re-energized. Now it's going to boost the energy of the cell. And now the cell is going to start operating by reversing the effects of aging, reversing the effects of inflammation, reversing the effects of free radical damage, and reversing the effects of oxidative stress. And so that is how it's going to start reversing the diseases, because now it's energized again and it's going to start reversing the sicknesses and the diseases. All right. We're doing good. How quickly should I expect to see results? Some persons report results the same day, especially those with vision issues. Most people report benefits in days or weeks. In some instances, signs that the body is detoxified, like, for example, headache, not crazy, bad headache, just a mild headache. You might feel a little bit more tired. You want to sleep a little bit more. And the third sign that the body is detoxifying is some folks were not even going to the bathroom 5 times a week. And now they find themselves heading to the bathroom 5 times per day. Not with watery diarrhea, but they are passing through 4 or 5 times per day. Now, here is the other thing that you got to be conscious of. Once you start taking this technology into your body, you got to up your water intake. So you got to get your 6 to 8 glasses of water, because now we don't want you to be constipated. All right. Now, so in some cases, it may take months. Why will it take months? Especially if you're dealing with the harshness of the medications that you'll be taking. Folks, think about it. When you come to us and we're going to give you a medication for high blood pressure, sometimes you walk away with 4 medications just to deal with the high blood pressure. So now you might be taking a calcium channel blocker or a beta blocker. Then you have a thiazide diuretic, and then you have a ACE, then you have a ARB. So now you're dealing with all of this toxicity from these medications. So now the body is working overtime to get rid of those side effects, and now to get rid of the toxicity, then it's got to start fixing what needs to be fixed. You see the complexity here that we're dealing with? So we want you to be patient, be aggressive, but be intentional about going after these pathogens and stuff that you're dealing with. Now, there's 44 ingredients in this Restore. So if you look at them, they're anti-diabetic, anti-cancer. There are ingredients in there for cardiovascular health, mood enhancers, and stuff to restore your CoQ10, especially if you're taking statins. Stuff in there to help with your libido, stuff in there to anti-parasitic stuff, anti-inflammatory stuff. These 44 ingredients, they just come fully loaded. Let's talk about our gel, our topical gel. It's the Rejuvenate. So it works on the skin and the scalp. Anything that you can see, that's what it works on. Any kind of abnormalities on your skin and your scalp and your hair, anything like that. So any kind of, are you feeling any kind of joint pain or discomfort? Do you have random bumps, breaks out, and bruises? Any kind of fine lines and wrinkles, it gets rid of those over time. Sunburn, sun damage, even if it's decades old. Any kind of insect bite, folks, even for dandruff. Some folks are dealing with dandruff issue for years. So you buy the Selsun Blue, you buy the Head and Shoulder, you go for all the expensive shampoos and nothing is helping. Well, here comes the Rejuvenate. It can use it to after you wash your hair to moist your scalp and watch it goes to work and get rid of those issues that you're dealing with the dandruff stuff. Um, it works as a natural deodorant. Now, I keep saying this, and I'm hoping folks are taking heed that when you go to the um the pharmacy or the department store, wherever you buy your deodorant, make sure you double check to see if it has aluminum in it. And if it does have aluminum in it, then you don't buy it because the aluminum is actually carcinogenic. It helps to repair damage here. It helps with foot care. Let's talk about foot care and let's talk about nerve care for a minute. So, you might be waking up and you're feeling tingling, pain in your feet, in your toes. You're feeling it on your foot bottom, then it gets to your ankles, all the way to your knees, then it comes all the way to your calf muscles and all of that. You're having a lot of tingling in the periphery now. You're having also tingling in your fingers. These are usually as a result of nerve damage, could be from injury, and it could also be from a diabetic, from diabetic neuropathy. And so, folks, this Rejuvenate actually helps with that. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you find that you feel sometimes a little bit more clumsy? Like stuff that you were lifting up easily, and then all of a sudden they're just dropping out your hand. And you're like, oh, why this thing always keep dropping like this and like that? Chances are you're having nerve damage and not even recognizing it. That could be as a result of aging, or it could be a result of nerve of diabetes or something else. So if you look at those subtle things, those subtle things, they don't take them slightly. They are big things. So you lift up a glass, you lift up a spoon, you lift up a knife, you lift up a just any little thing, and all of a sudden it just keep falling out of your hand. Like you're like, oh, why is this happening so often? Need to get some tests done to make sure that your nerves are not damaged. All right. Now, the other thing people are using it and finding a lot of good results is they're using it to clear up their sinus infection. Put it on a Q-tip, massage it in your nostrils, and we have good reports of persons even waking up finding a lot of stuff in the morning that just drains right out of their nostrils and is actually messing up their pillow. That is because this thing is actually working in that regard. So you get good benefits, persons who are looking for younger looking skin, those who want a natural alternative to medication for discomfort, persons who are looking for sharper vision, persons who just want to get rid of eye strain quickly, and those who are pursuing vigorous athletic workout. Just if you just simply want to be as healthy as you can be without the emotional stress and the physical discomfort, the Rejuvenate is the way to go. So how do you do this? You thoroughly massage the Rejuvenate into and around the affected areas. Reapply multiple times per day as needed. Continue to use even after the discomfort is gone for a more complete recovery. All right, so that's how you're going to do that. Take your time and get it done like that. For some issues, results can be seen within minutes. Other issues, including skin anomalies like mold, warts, skin tags, those will take some more time, depending on how much detoxification needs to be done. Because what these products do is that they detoxify the body right? They do a lot of detoxification and then they start doing the repair job. So sometimes the detox take longer than normal. So if you have complex health issues, including ones taking medication and other supplements being taken, then you just need to be a bit more patient. Here are the 22 ingredients that are in the Rejuvenate. So this is how you do that. This is, you can read them up and see what goes on with them. So let's look at the third product. It's the brain and body. We call it the Renew. And it will take your mental and physical performances to another level. Again, created by our chief formulator, Dr. Bevan Elliott, it is created to work in concert with the Restore and the Rejuvenate to give you the power to be your best. Now, simple. Just ask yourself any one of these questions. Is your vision as good as it used to be? Do you have less strength and stamina than you did when you were young? Can you remember things as well as you once did? Is your mind as sharp as it was? Has it become more difficult to maintain your blood pressure, your blood sugar, or even your proper body weight? Is your immune system as strong as it once was? Do you bounce back from injury or illnesses as quickly as you once did, or does it take longer? If your answer is yes to any of these, you just need to ask no questions. Just get this technology right into your system. See, the brain and body, it adds another dimension to the more mitochondria's strategy for health, wellness, and personal empowerment. It brings this water soluble ingredients with an additional effect to, to the growth of mitochondria. This complements and extends the benefits of the oil soluble ingredients in Restore. So the Restore is lipid soluble, the Renew is water soluble. So whatever solubility issues, whatever area that requires a particular kind of solubility, by taking these two products together, you're actually going to be just covering all bases. And then we have the topical gel that comes from the outside in. And these are the products. You can take a picture of it. Then you can go to Google and search and to see what the efficacy that these things come with and the medicinal properties that they have. I don't need to go through each of them and tell you what each of them have. You can just go there and Google it and see for yourself. So when we start the presentation, we mentioned that low energy was the reason for most sicknesses and diseases. Once the low energy sets in, that's when these sickness and diseases sets in and start being a mess. Now, we also mentioned that the mitochondria, that cell organelle, is the powerhouse of the cell. It supplies the energy for the cell. Now, once the mitochondria is in deficit, it means now that inflammation, oxidative stress, free radical damage, and all of those stuff are going to start coming in. Once those guys come in, then this is where the sicknesses and the diseases start to enter. Here's what we're doing though. By repairing the mitochondria, we are now saying that we can have the reversal of the effects of inflammation, the reversal of the effects of oxidative stress, the reversal of the effects of free radical damage. We can now have the reversal of the effects of these diseases. So once we get the mitochondria right, folks, and that is our goal, that is what we intend to do. So based on 9 years of scientific research, a decrease in energy production by the mitochondria in the cell of our body and poor functioning of the mitochondria. This is what is responsible for numerous dysfunctions in the body that results in diseases. Dr. Bevan Elliott, in his 9 years research, has found a way to reverse the damaged mitochondria. And so once that is reversed, then the cell gets healthy again, the tissues get healthy again, the organs get healthy again, and so the system get healthy, and in turn, the entire body gets healthy. How do you get started? How do you get these products? Get back to the person that invited you. Get their personal website. Sign up as a referring customer for free. No charge to sign up. And then now, when you are ready to purchase, you just go ahead and purchase your product technology and start taking care of yourself one cell at a time, from the outside in or from the inside out. So it is very, very simple. If the mitochondria is in deficiency, then you are going to start having problems. And so to reverse those problems, we're going to fix the mitochondria problem. So we're going to get the mitochondria back up again. And so the person is going to send you this link. This is the link that they have that they're going to send. Once you sign up, you're going to get a page looking like this. When you get ready to purchase, you go to Shop More Mito, and you're going to shop for People Health product. Once you click on that, I don't know what's going on with my Canadian internet. Once you click on that, then this is a page you're going to see. You're going to see the Ultra Mito Restore. I would suggest that you can either download this page and read it out for yourself. You're going to see the Brain and Body, and you're going to see the Rejuvenate. You can just print those off, read them for yourself, and have them for your own backup plan. Then you're going to see the picture of our chief formulator, Dr. Bevan Elliott. He's a gentleman that took the 9 years of research and development to develop these products. And as you scroll down, you can take time out, listen to some of these testimonials here. And then when you get ready to buy, you press buy now. So you click on buy now, and then you scroll down. My suggestion is that you buy bundles instead of buying individual products. So bundle number 1 here. This is where you're going to purchase 1 Restore and 1 Rejuvenate. And because you're buying this in the bundle, you get the second Rejuvenate for free, as you can see right here. So you get the Restore, 1 Rejuvenate. Cost of that is $160, but you get the second Rejuvenate for free. Now, if you are going to be taking your health seriously and you just want to get them to just ship the product to you the next month when it's ready, you do what we call an auto ship. You just click yes for that. And then the other one, you'll get an extra $10 discount just for doing that. Now, just like you have been invited here by someone who thought that you might need some help in that area where your health is concerned. Bundle number 2. So that comes with the same, with the Restore, comes with the regular jar of Rejuvenate here, but then it also comes with 12 mini jars of Rejuvenate. Now, what are you going to do with these 12 mini jars of Rejuvenate? You are going to give them to persons that you know who may be suffering from some kind of joint pain, be suffering from some kind of vision issues, may be suffering from whatever it is. They may be suffering for years. Give it to them. Let them take it. And then once they take it and apply it to whatever it is that they're dealing with, and they see results, then guess what? They're going to want to know, hey, how do I get my own product? You don't try to sell them or upsell them or don't sell them or any kind of stuff. Just bring them to the call like you are here now. Let me do the presentation for you. And there's going to come a time in a few minutes when whatever questions they have, myself, Dr. Campbell, and others will be more than happy to answer their questions for you. Because you're going to start telling them about, oh, it fits this thing named mitochondria, and the company is more mito. And so they're gonna, somebody probably never went to biology class and they don't even know what the mitochondria is. They don't know what the purpose of the mitochondria. And so all of a sudden you just confusing them. So they probably won't even bother want to get anything. So you bring them to the call, send them the link, let them come. We are here Sunday, 5 p.m. Jamaica time. We are here at 7:30 on Friday and 7:30 on Wednesday. And so there are other calls that they will get information on once they get here. And if they are serious about it like you, then they'll do the same thing. That people do what you do. Now, we talk about the brain and body. I don't like to even talk about it too much because it's not available, but it also comes in bundles. So it's out of stock right now. So when it gets back in stock, we will talk about it some more. So once that gets back in stock, we'll talk about it. All right, let me talk to you about the super bundle. So the super bundle comes with 2 restore and a rejuvenate. Folks, I'm going to talk to you who have been dealing with issues for a while. So you've been dealing with issues for a while, and whatever you try, nothing has helped. You have gone to the doctor, you have purchased other products, you have done other stuff, you've been to church and watch night service. Preacher tell you turn around, put your $20 offering, and next year you're gonna get healing. Nothing. So now you've been dealing with these chronic stuff for a long time. I'm saying to you, do this. Get this bundle here. And the first bottle, you're gonna go 12 milliliters per day. 4 in the morning, 4 midday, 4 in the evening, or 3 in the morning, 3 around 11 o'clock, 3 around 2 o'clock, and the other 3 just about 6 o'clock or just before bedtime. Whatever. Make sure you get it in your system, 12 milliliters per day until the first bottle is done. We want to knock out the free radical damage. We want to knock out the oxidative stress. We want to knock out the inflammation. We want to knock out the results of aging. So to do that, we are recognizing that the folks who go hard, who are intentional, and they are the ones who get the best result the quickest. And that's why I would recommend this bundle to get you started. And then now, well, after the first bottle is finished, then you can go on the maintenance dose. That is how I recommend that you do that. The other thing also is if you look at this, you will see the price. The Restore by itself is $110. The Rejuvenate by itself is $60. The mini jars, they are $60. The Pet Life, the one for your pets, that's also $60. And the Brain and Body, again, out of stock, that is also $60. Now, for those of you who are interested in getting some nutritional advice, there's Dr. Dan Soloway, registered nutritionist. You can book a session with him for between $20 and $30. All right, you can also do that. But here's the thing. You've been suffering for a long time. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to suffer in silence anymore. You don't have to hold on to that pain anymore and sickness. We now have found something that I believe is ahead of its time. We are not talking about dealing with symptoms. We're not talking about just getting rid of the symptoms. We're talking about going to the root cause of most, if not all, sicknesses and diseases. And that is the mitochondria. Because when the mitochondria is not right, everything goes downhill from there. So here we're saying, let us help you to fix the mitochondria. And by so doing, we are going to fix the mitochondrial issues that you are dealing with. So folks, I really, really appreciate the time you have spent. And so I'm going to hand over back to Dr. Campbell, and then we will be around for a little bit to do some question and answer.
Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will agree with me that this is as a comprehensive presentation on the more MITRE products that you can get anywhere on this planet. I believe that you may have 90% of your questions answered. And you came to get something small, possibly, but you got something massive, something huge, something not only life-changing, but generational changing. Because some of us have different things that affects our families. The men get prostate issues, cancer, PSA levels, different things with urination at certain age. Women tend to get breast cancer at certain age and stage. Some persons get dementia, memory issues. Some persons circulation, diabetes, high blood pressure issues at certain time. We are now understanding how we don't have to be part of the statistics, but we can choose a different path. We can choose to work with the strategy of mitochondrial restoration so that we might more intelligently find a way to fix the issues in our tissues. Dr. Samuel, sir, thank you. Thank you 1,000 times on behalf of every single person on this call who showed up because someone invited them, because they're a member, or because they just want to hear this powerful information over and over again. So we have something we have never had before. So thank you for this excellent presentation, Doc. Before I tell you about the Moormiter Company a bit, from now, I just want to challenge every single person on this call, especially if you're new on this call, to take the 90-day Moormiter Back to Health Challenge. We are not saying that your problems will be fixed in 90 days, but guess what? You will be well on the way to rejuvenation and restoration. And if you like the new version of you, you may want to continue to fix some of your lifestyle issues so that you will begin to enjoy a better quality of life. And if you enjoy your new life and new experience, you may not want to go back to old habits and old practices so that you can age more gracefully, not only to experience lifespan, but health span, to be healthy while they live long. So thanks for allowing us to give you that challenge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as it relates to the company called Moormiter, it's a 3 going 4-year-old company. As you heard Dr. Samuel said, Dr. Bevan Elliott took 9 years as he spent time at the feet of Jesus for Jesus to give him instructions. Noah took 120 years, I believe, to make the ark. We are fortunate that God took 9 days to give us a new type of ark, an ark of health restoration. And those of us who are smart enough to get on board will get the sort of help from the crazy seas and oceans of maladies that affects and inflicts mankind. So our CEO is Roger Hill, bright man, intelligent man, and he worked with NASA and then Pentagon. But Dr. Elliott, we are happy to tell you about him because he got all his scientific qualifications, including study of the nanotechnology, which means small, a millionth part, that's what it means. And then he took all his scientific qualifications and took it to the feet of Jesus and said, Jesus, you know my heart desire. Teach me now how to make this product. A product to help people to die of old age and not to just keep on dying from disease. And he said, and Jesus said to me, and he said that Jesus told him the types of plants, herbs, seeds, because guess what? You have thousands and thousands of these things. Which ones work together in a compatible manner? And which ones are the most potent? So when you see Dr. Samuel showed you, for example, the restored black seed oil, extra virgin olive oil, turmeric oil, cinnamon oil, cinnamon, you're talking about olive leaf, and you have orange and lemon oil in it, along with frankincense oil, and 30 odd other powerful ingredients. You know that plant life gives life. And within those plants, God has his chemicals in it that he made, that when humans consume it, it goes into the body, into the organs, into the tissue, into the cells, target the mitochondria, and revive, renew, and resuscitate it like when you were a teenager. Have you ever heard a more powerful scope of hope for mankind to cope? We are at the mighty mitochondria, and you are invited to come and plant your flag, not in a plastic tent, but to build something permanent in this company and join the army to get this message out. Then we have our president, Mr. Dale Bonet. These three wise men invites us to join with them to get this information that God has given to us, that the system otherwise doesn't have. But God has given it to us for such a time as this. So thank you. You're a part of the Mobito presentation experience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Lady Marva Lindsay, because what she'll be doing is to give an opportunity for persons. And some persons started to ask questions already in terms of those who have typed some of the questions in the chat. But what it will also do is facilitate persons, as she will instruct to raise your digital hand, and she will instruct you how to open up your mic in a timely manner as she will prescribe to you. So Lady Marva, please, will you take it away? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Thank you, Dr. Samuels. Awesome presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Campbell says, my name is Marva Lindsay. Um, so if you want to speak to the doctor directly, you can raise your digital hand by pressing the reactions button. Is the one with the heart over it, and it will give you the option to press raised hands, and I will see that. It's easy for me to see if your hand is raised. Please do not open your microphone, especially when the doctor is answering questions to somebody, because your background might be noisy, or then again, if you start speaking, you're interrupting the conversation. Also, I have reopened the chat, so you can leave a message. You can ask a question there. Um, Either way is fine. So, who will be the first to raise their hand and open? And I'll ask you to open your microphone. Today's a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Dr. Samuel is probably still on duty or need to go on duty. So, we need to do this quickly.
All right. So while they are trying to get to that, what is the dosage for a child of 12 years old? Again, when we give medication, usually for children, we usually go by weight. A lot of time we go. So if they have a proper weight, they can almost take the adult size. With these ingredients that we have, we can say just take it as it is recommended. So can it be used for backaches? Most definitely. Can it be taken with other medication? Most definitely. If I click yes for authorship, can I cancel it when I want? Yes, that is a good thing. So if you click yes for authorship, you can cancel it. Just give it a few days and then you can go back and cancel that. And even if you forget to cancel it, if you didn't want to do another order, a week before you will get a notification that your authorship is coming up. So you just go back in and you can cancel it.
Okay, there's some more up to the beginning in
Okay.
regards to.
Let me go up. Give me a second.
Mhm.
Am I the only one not hearing? No, I'm not hearing either.
No, not that one. Okay, but there's also there's one I'm going to answer about the recording. The recording will come out anywhere from tonight to the next few days. It will be in the general chat of the
Mobito.
more Mito
Yeah,
Caribbean. So
I want to say thanks to the person who talked about someone from Pakistan with the Silajit stuff. Yeah, folks, we are a family here, and I think we should take time out to kind of take care of each other. So when we hear if, because once a lot of these stuff, there's a lot of stuff out there that doesn't make no sense at all. Person's just trying to get you to buy something or to do something, but just be very, very careful. Do your own research, do your own digging, and to make sure before you spend good money and purchase these things, which in some cases could end up harming you. I don't want anybody in here to get harmed by purchasing stuff that they don't, that's not being approved.
Mhm. Yes. Thank you for saying that, doctor. Okay.
All right. So the other question, but if someone had a yes, C-sections, listen, I am not saying C-sections are not necessary. What I was just trying to allude to is that some of us are in the medical fraternity. We're lazy and we'll just go the easy route to get the baby out as quickly as possible. When I was doing my rotations, I can tell you that we have some young female doctors. As them boy in Jamaica sing Dr. Clive, boss, you ever boss? Trust me. From you say cut to stitch, 30 minutes, that baby out.
Mm, wow. Mm,
30 minutes, that baby is out. That baby is the pediatrician come, grab that baby, give it the Apgar score, and then gone. Those young girls were
Mhm.
joking. So I am not saying sometimes it is absolutely a must that a C-section has to be done. The baby is in breach, the mother is in trouble, or the baby is in trouble when we check on the monitors. The baby heart rate falling below 100, the mother heart rate falling below 60, below 50. We can't play around with that. We're not going to
no.
play with your life like that. But what I'm talking about is like in some cases where push was possible, there was no need for a C-section, but like up here in Canada, $5,000 compared to 2.5, it's gonna take the mother maybe 19 hours to push, where it's gonna take you an hour and a half to get that C-section baby out. I'm just saying.
Yes, doctor. Now I'm about to get myself in trouble here in pronouncing this name. I'm going to say Jasul. Is that the proper name? We answered that.
Which one is that?
The first one with the hand up.
Miss Wilson.
Oh,
I'd say Jasul. Huh?
why just pronounce the last name,
Okay.
Lady Wilson.
Yes, good night. Jesul.
See, I see that wasn't wrong. So why didn't you open your mic? You want me to look bad before the doctors?
Jesul, or you could say Adelta, that's the one I grew up with and is more common.
Oh, so you didn't recognize Jasul. Okay.
Yes.
You didn't recognize
All
it
right.
from your accident.
Yeah.
You see now,
Yes.
doctor?
All right, good night.
Good night.
I've been having a little difficulty. I placed an order since the 16th of September, and it has not been shipped. When I checked the back order, they seem to probably have had an issue where they flagged the address, and in trying to communicate, I've left messages because there's a part for you to type, your query. And I've been doing that, but I've not gotten any response at all. And I would have ordered a bundle too. So I
All
don't
right,
know
tell
if
you
I
what.
can get some
Tell,
assistance.
tell you what. That lady Lady
I
Marva,
know.
Mauva, she's gonna send you her information.
I knew you were
And
gonna do that,
Yes.
so I started typing it already.
yeah, she have a way of getting under their skin and get them to get those stuff done.
Oh boy.
I couldn't even get my stuff
Propaganda.
until I had to get her to get to them to get my stuff. So
All right. So that's your number there. So you
Yes.
would okay, so what you want? Call you
Call me.
afterwards, or you will
Text me,
okay.
call me, whichever
Yeah.
afterwards. And I'm going to
Text
bed
or
early
WhatsApp?
tonight, folks.
Regular message text, or that's WhatsApp?
Do me on WhatsApp.
Okay, WhatsApp, fine. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank
You
you
are
so
quite
much.
welcome.
Yeah.
Miss Joe, you're up next. Please open your microphone. Open your microphone,
Hi.
please. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. I
You're
just
welcome.
wanted to ask Dr. Samuel, you spoke about the C-section and thanks for clarifying it. So in that case, what should the mother do, with the sort of cut area and with the kids who are born by C-section? Is it just a case of supplementing them with the products?
it's not even about the product per se. Just watch them and make sure and just to see if, as long as they are growing properly without issues, you don't worry about it. Because a lot of persons now are, that's the route a lot of doctors are taking. But it's only, I'm just saying that when they have issues, failure to thrive, when they have kind of, and just watch and see how they are developing. It's very difficult to or not to do anything, because sometimes the OBGYN will tell you straight up, if we don't do this is a high risk pregnancy. And usually with high risk pregnancy, they are going to do C-section.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
what's
for
going
the
to happen.
mother?
The mother now. Okay, so usually when you get the cut, that muscle it comes back to about 70% of its muscle strength. But I believe that with the Rejuvenate, it can actually get back to even between 90 and 95%.
Right. So
I
just rub.
just rub it on it, yeah.
It's
And
been, like what, 19, 17 years at least?
but you don't have much to worry about where that is concerned. Just rub it on it to give you some more strength down there. Are you still feeling discomfort sometimes?
Not really, but I've
No.
always felt like, I
Mhm.
lost some sort of strength there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it only come back to maximum 70%. So this will actually kind of build it back up and get it back a little higher. But wherever you get a cut from surgery or anything like that, everything comes back to about 70% of its original strength.
Okay. My next question is about blood. You spoke about the numbers and going +10, or the systolic and diastolic. Could you please give me those numbers
All
again?
right, so it's 120/80. That's what
Yeah.
that is the range that is good. That is
Mhm.
so if 110, so anywhere between 110 and 130, you're fine. And then between 75 and 85, you don't worry about it. So anywhere 110 to 130 over 75 to 85, you don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. And my last question, if you hold the Restore under your tongue for longer than the 1 minute, do you get any added benefit, or, it's just a case of holding?
I would say 2 minutes. Just hold it for 2 minutes to get everything absorbed under sublingual. Okay, just want to get it all in. And then now whatever saliva is in your mouth after that minute or so, I just want you to swish it around before you swallow. Just swish it around in your mouth before you swallow.
Okay. And can I give it to a teenager? He's
Oh,
fine.
definitely. Oh,
Everything is
definitely, yes.
okay?
Everything is, yes, everything that you can see and that you know is fine, but you just don't.
What dosage should I give him? He's 17.
17 is a big man. He can get the 4 per day. Since it's for preventative, just give him the 4 milliliters per day.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Thank you. And Doctor, might I add what Dr. Campbell said earlier regarding the C-section? And if you're aware of that you're going to be, if you're scheduled for a C-section, you might want to ask the doctor to capture the fluids to put over the baby, so that would as if to mimic the baby going through the birth canal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. That one was new for me too, so he knows I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something, it is something in some jurisdiction. It
Oh,
is
okay.
not widespread, but there are those who do it, they get some amazing results that the children, because what is happening is that when a child is born C-section, they don't get the full spectrum of bacteria handed down generationally. So they get most of the bacteria from the operating theater, the garment of the attending surgeon, or as a child lays on the mums to suck the breast, the Firmicutes bacteria. So they are limited. What is unfortunate in some jurisdictions, the child gets a precautionary antibiotic. Now, can you imagine getting an antibiotic that early is going to further decimate the gut microbiome? Now, this may be a new word for some persons, but it really speaks as an umbrella term for the bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea, and parasites that makes up 2% of your body weight and is part of your body. They are legitimate. Without them, you're going to be sick like brother dog and his 10 cousins, and you're going to nurse disease and sickness all your life. So persons who have this powerful strategy of utilizing the vaginal fluid, the children tend to live a normal life.
That
But
is
then,
amazing.
yes, it's not popular in some of the North American areas, but in areas that persons are more, creative, because they know the role that bacteria plays. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you are not this nice, white, fuzzy, pretty little poodle that the system tells you that you are,
You're a
and
bag of
that you are
bacteria.
and that you are to live sterile. You are not a poodle, you are a Dalmatian. You come with spots. I call these spots your bacteria. They are your human pals, and they are with you from the first day you were born until the day you graduate from this planet. And they help to decimate your body, even in the grave, and take you out very decently. My God, if you ever know why God gave us bacteria, you can't live without them. Even
Yeah.
in death, they decimate you and take you back to Mother Earth. And they do not teach us the beautiful role of your back. Sometimes I have to apologize to them because I've done damage to them over the years in ignorance. But when I learned about them, I am having a party for my microbiome. They are so close to mitochondria. As a matter of fact, they are so close to mitochondria.
The
They have
fraternal twin.
They call it the gut mitochondria axis, or the microbiome mitochondria axis. They work together to perform the role of the Ministry of Health inside of the human body. Can you imagine how science got this wrong? Our human pals. So when you are making a meal, always put in an order for your human pals. If they are well, you are well. If they are sick, you are sick. So don't depend on Clive Campbell alone. Go to the University of YouTube or Google and type in the word microbiome. I think Joyce is going to spell it for us. And you will see tens and thousands, because over the last 15 years, 50,000 scientific papers have been written on the microbiome. This is crazy information, and it's going to change your life.
Full
Oh, wow.
100, that information. That's a lot of great information there.
Yeah.
And so some doctors, some of us, we don't, if it's not in the textbook, we don't really believe it.
Yes.
And so some of these, and that is why if you notice, well, folks, notice a textbook that was written in 2020.
Mm.
We don't even use that no more. It's practically old.
Mm.
So we need, because in medical information keep changing and changing and changing. And when it comes to C-section and so on and so forth, as it came up in the presentation here, what you also got to do, you got to talk to your OBGY. Ask him or her, is it absolutely necessary?
Mm.
You know, they will listen to you. They will want to know what your concerns are. So you need to just ask them the question. Is there an alternative? Because we know push is an alternative. And ask him, is it absolutely necessary that I do this? And some of them will say, you know what, this was just an easier way, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. But if you want to go the natural birth rate, we have no problems. Sometimes you just gotta ask. When a baby, when a baby is coming through the birth canal, usually it's in stage 2 that they get stuck. And so sometimes, especially if the mother had gestational diabetes, that baby definitely, more often than not, is going to be C-section. And that baby is going to be over 10 pounds. Most of the time, that baby is over 10. And so that is when they're going to have to resort to C-section. But just have a conversation, have an interaction with your clinician, and then they are people too, and they will be able to help you to do what you need to.
Hey, there are 2 questions in the chat. One was sent to me accidentally, privately, so I just copied it over for you. And so that one is regarding cancer.
All right,
Um,
so let's talk about the parasitic cleanse once annually. I'm never usually a advocate of the once per year parasitic cleanse, but I know that when I was a kid growing up, every year before we go back to school, my mom used to, and I'm not gonna call it parasitic medicine. I'm gonna call it what she used to call it. We used to go buy the worm medicine. Yeah, Dr. Clive laughing at me.
Mojo herb, man.
Mojo. My
mm,
mom always go get, so always going back to school is always a good time for a nice cleanse. The So if you're taking this and your child is taking it, I don't see the need, because this is going to get rid of the parasites. It's gonna get rid of the parasites, so you don't need to do that annual thing, because this is gonna be an ongoing thing. So that's what makes it much better. All
mm.
right. What's the other question, Miss Marva? Is it
For
about the pressure
persons,
medication?
no,
Let's do
this
one about.
one is about this cervical um and uterine cancer. How much do they take of the restore, and where should they rub the rejuvenate?
All right. So with the, I didn't. Where is that one?
It's higher up from the one you
Oh,
just
okay.
did a while ago.
Because there's one for joint pain. Wanted having emergency C-section. Give me 1 second, I'll find it.
It's lower.
It's
I,
lower
Hello?
than
I,
that.
I put it out at 733.
What product will
Who's saying
recommend?
hello without having their hand up? I didn't open your microphone.
Okay, so for the pressure
Okay.
medication, let me just go down to that
Give
one.
some minutes.
For the pressure medication, it's just the same, because it's gonna help over time, that you're gonna start seeing the numbers change in your blood pressure and all of that stuff. So it's the same. You take it, um, and just continue to monitor your blood pressure. I think everybody should monitor their blood pressure at least once a week. You go to one of them stores, or you should have the machine at home to do your blood pressure. It's
Yeah.
always good to know what your numbers are.
Yeah, perfect. You didn't do the one for the cancer?
Okay, for a person who has cervical and uterine cancer, how much should they take of the restore? I would say once you get it, if you're going to be starting for the first time, I'd go 12 milliliters per day, and then the rejuvenate, I would do it from the back, just about L4, L5. The uterus is right there. All right, so you would do below the umbilicus, below the navel. You would do below the navel, um, but at the back. That's where I would want you to put it there for that. Instead of rubbing it at the tummy, you do below the navel but at the back. And you can rub that 4 or 5 times per day as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, doctor. So I'm gonna go to the raising of the hands. Anthea, I'm going to allow you to go and
Yes.
speak now, but I'm asking you just next time, just press the reaction button and get the chance to raise your hand. Okay? All right, go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Doc.
Um,
What about yeast infection?
All right, yeast infection, couple of things. What I'd want the person to do is to start wearing cotton underwear, number one. And then yes,
Okay.
and then you can also, it will get rid of the yeast infection, but you want to start wearing cotton underwear, because those silk things and all of that, they don't let the vagina breathe properly, and so that can also be a contributing factor. Also, watch what you're using to shower with. If you're using the highly perfumed body wash and soap and them something there, you might want to stop
Oh,
using those as
so what would you recommend to use instead?
well. Something perfume free.
Oh, perfume free.
Yeah,
Okay.
something perfume free.
And you said you don't have the brain and body in stock?
No, I was just looking. It's not in yet. I'm waiting for mine as well.
Okay, because I was gonna purchase because I have the restore, I have the rejuvenate. I bought 2 sets the other day.
The brain,
Yes,
it's
so
not ready yet. So they had said a couple of weeks. So hopefully this coming week it should be back.
month. Oh, okay, okay. I'll check then. Thank you, and you have a good evening.
You
Good
too.
evening. Alrighty. Jesu. Jesu.
All
Okay,
right.
go
So
ahead.
for the person
Yes.
that's asking about, sorry, Jasu, coming back. For the person that's asking about supplements and so on and so forth, here is the deal. A lot of times when we were taking those other supplements that they say you should give a break and so on and so forth. A couple of things we have to understand is who are they? Where did they get their information from? What is their claim to fame in terms of understanding the body and understand all of this stuff? And the product that you were taking, how authentic was it? There's no such thing here as we're saying to based on the research that and the read ups and stuff that I have done. There's nothing here that's gonna say stop and come back and you'll do this and do that. No. It's like this nitroglycerin. If when we put patients on nitroglycerin, we tell them to go 5 days on, 2 days off, because what will happen is that your body can adjust to it, and it's because of the mechanism of action, and so that it will get to a point where it doesn't recognize it anymore. But a lot of the products that we were taking over the years, we don't know how authentic they were, and so that is sometimes the reason why people are being told not to take them continuously. The other thing also is that us from the Caribbean, we know we don't take these bush stuff all the time, especially because even seriously, if you take seriously like 5-6 days a week, you can damage your liver, and some of them can actually cause damage to your liver. So you have to also be careful of the stuff that you're even buying over the counter and so on. All right. Yes,
Thank you.
go ahead, Joe.
Actually, I think
Just Miss Wilson. No, just one thing. One of the persons that I was interested in terms of having to use the product is the person has the lady, she has both cancer, cervical, and this other blood disease.
Leukemia,
No, Lord, it just went
lupus.
straight off my head. No, Lord, sickle cell, sickle cell. Yeah,
okay.
she has had sickle cell all her life and just a few months ago diagnosed with cervical cancer. So in terms of, that's why I ask, I'm the person who asks in terms of where do you apply the rejuvenator, and in terms of how much should she start taking?
How old is she?
She would be in her early 50s.
Wow, she's one of the lucky ones. God bless her.
Yeah.
So the restore by taking about 12 units per day to start. That's gonna
How
help
much?
with 12 units, 12 milliliters, sorry.
Okay.
That's gonna help with the bone marrow. It's gonna help it to
Mhm.
build proper blood cells instead of all these cyclic cells. Is she living in the States?
No, she's here in Trinidad.
Okay, because I know they found a cure for sickle cell, but it's in the States right now. That's where they go in, and yeah, they have a cure for sickle cell right now, but it's in the States. It have not reached the Caribbean yet. And
That's the
so with
extent.
her, she's just gonna with the uterine stuff I was saying, mark the spot where the navel is and do it below there, but do it on the back.
The back. Okay. Okay.
And do it 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
also do the navel. Do the navel itself.
The navel itself? Okay.
Yeah, do the
All
navel.
right. Thank you so much. Because she's also said to me that in her eyes, she's beginning to inside because she's doing chemo. So even her sight now is being affected because
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
So she need to put it on the
yeah,
eyelids
on
and
the
then put it on the
eyelids.
temple, right at the two side, yeah, right at the side
Okay.
of it. Yeah, that will also.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Dr. Campbell, I was thinking couple of folks called in and they were saying that they were having some issues with the Rejuvenate, where it's causing some issues with their skin.
Mhm.
And I was thinking that they should stop combining it. Stop combining them and see if there is a change.
Yes.
Because remember, the Restore was meant to be used sublingually.
Yes.
Now we are taking it from a different mechanism of action.
Mm.
And remember also that some persons were allergic to some ingredients in the Restore.
Mhm.
That is why they were using the Pet Life.
Okay.
So I am thinking that instead of doing the whole thing when you get it, you just do some and see if
Mhm.
there's a bad reaction to using both of them in combination. Then you
Yes.
just go back and just use the pure Rejuvenate without
Put in the
without
Restore in it.
without putting the Restore in. You notice the last two presentations I've made, I did not tell them to combine them. I
Yes.
just
Yes.
because from doing my readings plus listening to other persons, I am thinking they were designed to be used a certain way. You see, it's like sometimes we will give persons a capsule and they
Yes.
will break it open and put it in water. It works, but it just doesn't work the same because
Mm.
sometimes some of these capsules they don't just burst open and release everything one time.
Yes.
They release it bit by bit by bit.
Yes.
And so we have to be careful. Sometimes, oh, can I crush it and put it in juice and give it to them? It's not the same going down there.
Mm.
It is
Yes.
not the same.
Yes.
Sometimes we did one with a little boy one time, and because he just refused to swallow the thing, and his grandmother burst it and put it in water, and we have to
Oh,
rush him to the hospital
wow.
because it stripped up his lips were totally damaged.
Oh, that's a medication.
The medication, yeah, she
Yes.
opened the
Yes.
capsule, put it in water, and tell him to drink it. But you
Mm.
see, there are different cells from your mouth to your stomach. The cells, the lining are different.
True. That's
And
right.
so then the ones in the mouth, they are more delicate than the one in the throat, and so on and so on and so forth. And so if he's got like a Barrett's esophagus and he's got something like that, and some of it gets stuck in somewhere there, it could cause all kind of irritation.
That's right. That's right.
So we have to be very careful.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to the doctor. He's saying that before you combine the Restore and the Rejuvenate, see some doing that and use the Rejuvenate by itself and see if you have a different experience from the one you have when you combine them.
Right, because I think that's what's causing a lot of persons to having some kind of a reaction to it.
Yes.
Because remember, you're trying to get something through the skin that was designed to go sublingual.
Yes.
It's not gonna go as quickly.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, good
Thanks, Doc.
doctor, because the CEO was saying, Roger Hill was saying that, a lot of the things that people are doing with this is not what they told them to do. And some people get some good, some positive things about it, but he says that, just have to just watch it. So it's exactly what you just said, sir.
And I wasn't even
Exactly.
on that call.
It wasn't a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there other questions?
Anybody?
No more questions. You know, me if I get some rest before.
Mhm.
Oh, before your shift.
Oh, would they do this one, Doc?
Yeah, man.
Two of them, stroke patient.
Go
I
ahead
said,
with this.
what about a stroke patient? I don't know what they're
We
saying
talk
about
about,
stroke
well, I
patient.
think I know what
Talk
they're
about
trying to say. Well, stroke patients, what you want to do with the stroke patient? You want to get it to the side of the head where the stroke was. So is the person having problem on their left side? Then we want to do the right side of their head. And then we also want to do the left foot, the left hand, and so on. So again, so we have to do that. So if it's a right-sided stroke, then it was on the left side of the brain. If it's and vice versa. So whichever side of the body the effect is, then we're gonna massage the head and we're gonna take the Restore sublingually. All
Mhm.
right.
Okay, gallstone. I think that's what
Gallstone.
yes.
where would you put it for the gallstone? All right, so the gallstone now, it's on the right-hand side. Unless you are dextrocardic, which means that everything is on the opposite side, you're going to put it on the right-hand side, lower back, just about the same level as your umbilical, as your navel is on the back, and you're gonna rub it on that side, and that's right about where the gallstone is hiding underneath the liver right there. But the thing also with the gallstone, you're gonna have to take the restore. Take the restore because it's some kind of imbalance why we're developing these stones over time. And if they already have these stones, you might need surgery to get rid of them. But after that, we need to get back to balance, get back to, remember the word homeostasis. Once the body is in equilibrium, it's not going to be producing these gallstones.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. So we come to the end of our journey here.
One more quick
So,
thing before you finish, Marva. I just want to say, folks, remember what I said before. As we age, we can have nerve issues that we don't even recognize that we're having. So watch when you're picking up stuff. Are you feeling like you're a little bit more clumsy than you were? And you might brush it aside and thinking it's nothing. No, it's not nothing. It could be that you're having nerve issues in your hand, and that's why you pick up stuff and then drop. You do stuff and the feeling and so on and so on and so on. So just keep monitoring your body. So because remember, there was a time when everything you pick up, you hold on to it, no problem. But what we're learning is that these subtle things, I just pick up the knife, it fell out of my hand. I pick up the spoon, it fell out. I got to be intentional about holding it in my hand. This could be a sign that you're having some nerve issues that you need to take care of and look into it. All right. Just that's
one last thing, sir. What about getting Charlie horse? Is it because of the magnesium deficiency or water, not having enough water?
all right. So here's the other thing. A lot of stuff don't get absorbed, especially musculoskeletal stuff. You have to get your magnesium up. You need to be taking at least one magnesium tablet per day because that helps with a lot of things. Magnesium and vitamin D, those two are paramount. So yes, get the vitamin D up, get the magnesium up, because it will get rid of some of that tingling. It's gonna get rid of some of that stuff I just spoke to you about just now. It's gonna get rid of some of that nerve issue that you're dealing with. So you need to get the magnesium up.
Okay. I'm ready. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you. God bless you, sir. And
All
thanks for
right.
being here,
See
Dr.
you all on
Campbell.
Wednesday.
Yes, Dr.
Yes.
Campbell, see him out the door, please.
Okay, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another terrific call. We really thank you for taking the time to come by the More Mitre presentation this evening. And I hope it was worth your while, especially if you came for the first time. If you were shy to ask a question, feel free to come back on Wednesday. And we will be having our presentation. It's going to be 7:30 Jamaica time. As you look at your invitation, you will see the time. And you can come by, invite a friend or a family member to come by and get some information that they may have never heard before. And a good doctor is scheduled to be back again. So please come back. So with this said, I'm not going to delay anything else, but just say thanks. Just say thanks to our engineer, Mr. Townsend. I want to say thanks to Dr. Samuels and his family for allowing Dr. Samuels the time to present and to share in this powerful way. We thank Lady Marva Lindsay for hosting this part of questions and answers. And we thank you as family members for inviting other friends and family members to come to the call. It was a very beautiful call. And keep on praying for the More Mitre company, that God will bless our founders and our formulators, that our all shall go well. So with that said, we are going to close in prayer right now. So let's assume a posture of reverence as we say, Father, we thank you Thank you for another beautiful presentation. Thank you for blessing Dr. Samuels to come to share his wealth of knowledge, to give us a new hope and strategy to cope in a world that has become so toxic. Thank you, Lord, for Miss Marva Lindsay and for playing her role in causing this program to run so smoothly. Bless each family represented, every Caribbean island, and persons from the diaspora back in Canada and in the USA and other places that was not recognized. Bless us, Lord, as we rest our lives in your hand. And you bless us, we pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And just to remind everybody, keep the people in mind. We went through this hurricane and some, still not completely died down yet. So keep them in mind. Few people have died, and we want to keep everybody in prayers. Let them know that we are here. Okay. Thank you so much. Have yourself a beautiful time. In the evening, it's early still. 8 o'clock in some places, 7 o'clock in Jamaica, and
Hey,
so we're going to.
allow me to say, Marva, even
Yes,
though
sir.
the hurricane is in the Atlanta, I was trying to remember if it is Georgia is a state or is Atlanta is a state because it's amazing. But
Georgia.
hurricane Georgia, and
Mhm.
one of our team members made it to the presentation that is being
Ah,
yes by our CEO, Mr. Roger Hill, a special
yes,
regional convention meeting.
yes,
So we are very
mm,
happy. I hope that she'll come on Wednesday and give us a little bit of her experience.
yes,
All
yes.
right, thank you
And
for that.
Joe wanted to say it's 1 a.m. in London, England, and she's on the call. Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
She
wow.
stayed the entire call.
Bless
She,
you. Thank you. Thank
she deserves
you.
some hot cocoa tonight.
I tell you, man, have it on me, have it on me. Bless you.
Thank you all for coming. You guys are so faithful. Love you all so much. Take care. Without you, there will be no me. Take care. Good night.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, somebody's sending me a message here. I'll just take it. I'm gonna end soon. So people can go ahead and hang up. I'm just sending somebody this message.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and copy and paste it to yourself, please. Okay, let me know when you're done so I could close the call, please. Copy and paste. Okay, so I'm gonna do it now. Okay, good night.
Right.
Can't miss it. Find a way to for paper bag. Oh, there we go.